I just wanted to make a quick video for all my fans. Thanks so much. It's crazy to be able to like travel across the world and do shows. Also, I need to show you guys something really important. Yeah, I just thought you guys should see that.
I like to call NF the silent assassin of the rap game. All of his moves are done behind closed doors, and you really don't hear a single thing about him in the press, positive or negative, until he releases a song. He never comes with antics on social media, and he doesn't even post on his socials until it's time to drop an album. But when he drops, he really drops. His most recent album landed at #1 on the charts, beating out Chance the Rapper's long-awaited debut album. And with all of the success and money from his sold-out tours, NF enjoys a pretty nice lifestyle. I mean, he's done exactly what he said in When I Grow Up. He pays his bills, rapping about what he feels, and he's definitely made a couple mil. Most recently, NF got married to the love of his life, and the two shared a beautiful wedding. With a reported net worth of $6 million, NF can buy all the cars, clothes, and cribs that he wants, but Nate seems more focused on finding inner peace and growing as a human being than blowing a rack on a new chain. Like he says on My Stress, the most important things in life to me are things I can't buy. But in this video, we're gonna take you through the incredible journey of NF and his financial come up. And while it's pretty hard to find anything on the guy's spending habits, I'll walk you through a few things that he does spend money on that are important to him. What's going on, good people in the comment section? My name is Jeremy Hecht. I hope you're having one heck of a day. If you're new here and you're wondering who I am, well, I'm the LA host for this channel, bringing you weekly content, and I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone watching after school, before school, while they're eating their breakfast, I know the feeling, on their lunch break at work, I also know the feeling, before bed, or on the toilet. Of course I know the feeling. I just did an updated version of NF's Before They Were Famous bio, so check that out after you finish watching this one. We've also recently covered some people for this series, The Rich Life, like Meg Thee Stallion. Who else did we do? Lil Nas X, YBN Corday, and more. I also want to let you guys know about an exciting opportunity that we have to connect to the fans of this channel, you guys watching at home. Have you ever wanted a Before They Were Famous video done on yourself? Do you request videos that still haven't been made for you, or do you simply want it to be shouted out personally in one of our videos? Well, we just created a Patreon account that you can join for these perks and more. A link will be below, and thank you in advance for those who become members. And if you don't have any extra money, don't worry, you can join the Fame Gang simply by hitting that subscribe button and turning on your notification bell so you don't miss a single video. I've also got a trivia question for you that I'll answer later on in the video. What was served for dinner at NF's wedding? Place your guesses in the comments down below. All right, now let's get into the show. Before we get into how NF makes his income, let's take a look at NF's journey.
I just started like listening to rap when I was young. There's no really like crazy story. I just started listening to music, getting into hip hop, and then I was like, man, I love listening to it. Like maybe I just wanted to start doing it because I thought it was cool.
I recently did a full-length updated Before They Were Famous on Nate, so I'm gonna play a quick clip of that, and you can check out the full vid after this one. Roll the clip! Nathan John Feuerstein was born in Gladwin, Michigan on March 30th, 1991. He grew up with 2 sisters, and the 3 siblings were mostly raised by their father after their parents divorced. This was an escape from his mother's abusive new boyfriend. Nathan's mother was dealing with her own problems, which included a dependence on prescription pills. She was so lost in her own world that she missed many key moments in Nathan's life, like his school graduations and big events. And as you can imagine, seeing your parent go through that is probably extremely difficult, and without knowing who to talk to, it can build up a weight on the shoulders of any child, no matter how strong they are. Nathan used music as his therapy and wrote out all of his thoughts in the form of rhymes beginning at the age of 12. All right, so now that you know Nate, how does NF make his money? Well, the man seems to live and breathe music, so it's no surprise that music has become his livelihood. His 2016 album Therapy Session reached #1 on the US Christian album chart and the US rap chart. His 2017 album Perception landed at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, and his single Let You Down reached #1 on the US Christian chart, #12 on the Billboard Hot 100, and #1 on the Pop Songs Airplay chart. Perception would later go on to sell platinum records, meaning 1 million equivalent album sales. His most recent album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, outselling the heavily marketed Chance the Rapper debut. NF sold 130K copies, with 84,000 coming from actual album sales. That means that 84,000 fans went out and actually bought the album. They didn't just stream it. That made it the biggest sale week for a rapper this year. It is honestly very impressive. NF has some dedicated fans, and with the fans connecting so heavily with the music, they not only listen, but show up at the shows and know every word to the songs. NF joined Logic on tour for his Bobby Tarantino versus Everybody shows alongside Kyle. NF also sold out his headlining Perception tour, which had 2 legs and traveled across North America. He was filling out arenas like the Verizon Arena in North Little Rock, which holds around 18,000 people. If you think about $40 a ticket times 18,000 people, that's quick math here, $720,000 from one show. Now, of course, you have to factor in other costs like the building, staff, paying out openers, tour crew, managers, etc. But still, you can see how NF is making a lot of money out on the road. And the shows are only getting bigger with the Search tour beginning shortly in North America and Europe. NF has the realest merch also, because it says real on all the merch, you know what I'm saying? But on the real, I really like his real dad hat, which goes for $30. The real shorts go for $50, and the hoodies and t-shirts range from $20 to $45. I will not use any more real puns, I promise. NF's fans are so dedicated that they support all of his merch drops. He really might have the most dedicated fan base in music right now. So if you're an NF fan, shout out to you. Alright, so let's take a stab at how he spends his money. NF doesn't show up with anything flashy on in terms of his clothing, and like he says on returns, while I'm wearing my merch, stomping on your arrogant turf, sit back and observe, nah, I like to actually work. And he's not lying. You can actually spot him repping one of his real hats at almost any given moment, but in terms of his jeans, his wife has said in the past that NF buys his jeans from H&M and rips them himself. Black skinny jeans from H&M will run you about $25. He's also known for rocking some long shirts, again referencing it on returns when he says, my music's superb, playing with words, play with my nerves, they gon' have a list of issues long as my shirts. The long shirts from H&M run for around $10, but I'm guessing he has quite a few of those for when he goes on tour and gets them all sweaty. Like I said before, he doesn't really have much designer. He keeps it pretty much his merch and H&M, including hoodies like this from H&M. H&M better toss the bag to NF and give that guy his own line. I mean, he's already repping your clothing all the time. He should at least be making money for rocking your clothes and promoting it so often and making it his own. According to his song Leave Me Alone, another thing in his closet besides clothes is actually his plaques. He raps, I went from nobody to kind of famous, hide my plaques inside the closet, I just can't explain it. I guess he hasn't hung up his platinum album or singles plaques that he's earned over the years onto his wall yet. This could be a feeling of maybe not deserving them or maybe just not wanting to be boastful, but either way, I think NF deserves all the success in the world that he's had, and whenever he's ready to hang them up, it'll be the right time. Currently, NF lives in Michigan, reports say, but there are no photos of his house online, and he's never posted a picture of his car either, if he even has one. I mean, he did say on the album that he spends money sometimes on things that don't really make him happy, so maybe he's got a couple of binge purchases that he keeps to himself. But one thing we know that NF isn't afraid to spend money on that does make him happy is the love of his life, Bridget. They recently had their wedding together, which included a beautiful ceremony and even ended off with some fireworks. They had their friends Flory and John, who's the lead singer of the band Nightly, perform at the wedding, and for dinner, they had breakfast, eggs, hash browns, a cereal station, sausage, bacon, and even a pancake bar. And honestly, I completely respect it. Breakfast is undoubtedly the best meal of the day, and I will go at anyone in the comment section who says otherwise. And there you have the answer to the question from the beginning of the video. That, along with the dessert bar, made it look like an incredible wedding and night. Probably a great time. But it seems like Nate just wants to be left alone. So that's all I got for this video on his lifestyle. I also want to say once again that NF is an example of money not solving your problems, because in some cases it just brings your problems to the light. He talks about being diagnosed with OCD on his latest album, and he mentions a few times how money hasn't solved any of his problems. So NF, if you happen to be watching this, I hope you're doing okay and working through things in your own way and staying healthy.
I put a lot of pressure on myself. I'm a perfectionist, and sometimes that makes me great at what I do, but it also like hinders me in a lot of other areas.
And if you're watching this as a fan and going through anything, just know that there are resources out there to help you deal with your mental health, and you don't have to keep things bundled up inside. Also, not to necessarily look to these celebrities and see the money they have and the cars and the clothes or whatever they have, and see that as something to strive for that'll solve your problems, because if you watch any interview with successful people, they'll tell you it does not. But that's all I got for you in this video. Let me know who to cover next. Follow me on Instagram at Jeremy_Hecht or Twitter, and we can talk there about this, about more music, about whatever you want to talk about, or who to cover next. Dream good, live better. I'll see you in the next video. And if nobody's told you yet today, I love you. Peace.